Hello and welcome back to Podcast 2000 with your hosts
Smolpuppz
and Eden Shizzle. Welcome back. Thank you for being loyal. Today we have a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, we actually have like a set list of topics today. So usually, of course, we're going to go on our tangents, but this one's going to be a little more structured than last week.
Yeah. We'll still go on tangents in between the structure, just because, structures,
boring. Honestly, though, I feel like it would be impossible for you and I to ever have just like a clear conversation that had like a start, or middle, and end.
I needed an excuse to why.
Never.
Yeah, I needed an excuse to why I'm definitely gonna be rolling off into tangents because I feel like I have ADD, and if I don't, then I'm just not okay.
Yeah, I think a little bit too, but maybe that's why like I think we get along so well, and like even our like conversational style is like really easy to like flow with, because we're both just like random thought, shiny thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a lot of random thoughts, but I'm gonna be honest with the audience, and I already told you, I wrote everything down that I was gonna talk about today, and I left it at my place.
Of course.
So I can't just like I can't develop a thought as fast as but I can roll with it. Bless you if that's what you say to coughs.
I don't know.
You got the COVID?
No, not yet anyway. I haven't really been out too much. Like, okay, I take that back. I've been out more in the last month than I have been in the last year, but otherwise, like, we wear masks and stuff, and we don't really get too close to people other than like this one bar we went to a couple weeks ago that was like really sketch.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it was like 2 weeks ago or something. We went to this bar, and literally on like the event page, because they were saying how they're opening back up more with like limited capacity. So we're like, sick, like you have to wear masks, limited capacity. So we're like, let's get there early and make sure we get like a spot basically, because they play like house music and techno and whatever. So we go there and nobody's wearing a mask. It's literally shoulder to shoulder. Like everyone's packed in the
mask
floor.
Thing, not like not a thing in Arizona. Like you don't have to wear a mask.
No, it's not required by the state, but a lot of cities are still going against that, and they do like have like a mandate for masks and stuff. And it's honestly just the business. Like if the business cares and wants to enforce it, they can. But yeah, technically the mask mandate is lifted and there's no restrictions on any businesses. It's just what you want to do.
When did they lift it? Or was it ever like a mandate?
That was like a couple weeks ago. That was like after, like the week after I saw you in California.
That's crazy. I mean, in LA, they're reopening and everything. Like, I mean, there's 75% capacity right now, but on July 5th or June 15th or whatever, June 15th, I think it is, they're reopening to 100%. I don't know if they're lifting so, or what that's going to be all about, but
yeah, it's so weird. It's like you would think they'd pick one or the other, like either lift the mask mandate, but then keep capacity low, or keep the masks on and then you can increase capacity. Either way, it would be safe. But here, it's just the Wild West, and they're like
no, the book is almost ending, and we have no more pages to write in, so we just got to close it all together because we wrote the book. We are the ones that wrote the book. I'm not going to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to stop. Sorry, but. I mean, okay, so what do we have to talk about today? That's all things Y2K and such as, and have you ever seen that video?
I know exactly what you're talking about. The Africa, United Nations, and some people don't have books, and
some people don't have
maps. Yeah. They don't have maps.
Oh my God.
Such as and the good times.
I put a clip in it right here.
If you can, we'll do that. Well, first, okay, so a couple things. I have a little announcement. So I actually met this person on TikTok, and long story short, someone stitched one of my videos, used their music in it, and I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like it's like straight up like old like scene days sounding like medic droid type music. I don't even know what like genre you would call it. It's like a mix of like hyper it's like a hyper pop with like a little screamo in it and stuff. Like I never knew what to classify that. So anyway, his name is Oatblood, and we started talking a little bit, and we have a song coming out this week. It should be coming out Friday, but it kind of depends. But it should be coming out this week.
Congrats. I didn't know that. She's just telling me this right now. That's cool. I want to actually hear this person's music so I can get the idea of what your guys' song's gonna sound like.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could play a clip on my phone.
Oh yeah, do.
Pull up his SoundCloud.
Please, our ears, please. But yeah, while she pulls that up, I do want to say, oh, did you already pulled it up?
Yeah, I have it up. I've had it open.
For me, I'd be like, quick. Okay.
So this is Oatblood. And then
Oatblood. Love the name.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first like original song that I'm on. It's his song, but I'm like featured on it. And so far, the only songs I've made on my TikTok have been parodies. So it's gonna be the first one that I like wrote my lyrics and like added my vocals to.
I want to hear.
So the song's not out yet, so I can't play it yet, but I'll play the song that I first heard by him, which I really like. It's called She Has a Way with Words.
My God. It's not playing.
Oh, you can't hear it?
So 2010. That was so 2009, 2010.
Exactly.
Wow, he knows what he's doing. Okay, that's cool. If people, okay, to the people that weren't around at that time or like don't understand, that was like basically the genre for at least for like the scene kids and alt kids of the time, like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
it was awesome back then because that was like my transition into like raving and like rave music. And then there came like the huge EDM explosion once like 2010s came around and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Such a good time to be like early college. Like,
wait, what does your part sound like?
My part? Well, definitely auto-tune because I can't sing for shit. But
that's what I'm wondering. Is it going to sound like, are you going to be singing like that? Or are you going to be like, I don't know. I'm trying to just imagine how it's going to sound like, period. Because I've never heard any original music by you. So I have no idea if it's, all I hear is like the first or maybe first or not.
It's going to sound like that basically.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Like I tried to like mess around with my vocals a little bit. I couldn't quite get it to sound like as animated as I wanted to, but I mean, it's good for like the first song I'm ever doing. So
I want to make music with you eventually. I know I told you that before.
Yes, we have to make music.
I just don't know how to like send the raw file of something back and forth to work on together, but you seem to know. So I could just download Ableton or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We could totally do it.
Well, congrats.
That's my little announcement for this week.
Coming out. What day?
Should be out this week. Definitely go check out Oatblood if you really want to listen to like the late 2000s type of music. He's awesome. Put his link
in the description.
Yes, we'll tag him in the description.
Yes. Cool. Congrats. I'm happy for you. I'm excited.
And then I don't know if I would say this is like a second announcement, but there's like an elephant in the room that we need to address.
Okay.
So I just want to point out that there was a little bit of drama last week and it wasn't anything crazy. Like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Like there's no tea to spill, but I just want to make it clear to anyone listening to this that also listens to the other podcast on this channel that we are not the same podcast. We're two different podcasts. We are going to be talking more about specifically Y2K stuff, and my brand on TikTok specifically is scene. Like that's kind of like my thing right now as well. So of course it's going to come up, but we are not a second scene emo podcast.
Yeah. Lotus or Life on the Emo Scene, the other podcast, is all just scene. It's just, we talk about scene stuff. We interview scene kids. This podcast touches on Y2K, the early 2000s, mid 2000s, even late 2000s. And we go on tangents on both. But with this podcast, we're gonna eventually speak on scene things too, because that was just like a very big thing in the 2000s. So we can't just shy around that. So yeah, I know there's a few listeners that thought I may have been shading my co-host in the other podcast, Jess, for Chronicles. So I'm not shading her. She is a really great co-host and friend of mine, and I would have no reason to do that. So for the listeners that tried to start something there, you gotta listen and wait for the series to roll out. You'll see that there are two different podcasts. Maybe I'm the same person, but that's about it.
It's just kind of funny because like we're literally all friends, and like for the most part we generally talk on like a regular basis or whatever. So it's just funny that people even thought that there was like some sort of animosity, because it's like
to create
no, there's nothing at all.
It's all love, and we all support each other. Okay, so love. I know that Jess is watching this, and that's already supportive of her, and I know that she herself knows, like, we did talk about some scene stuff in the last podcast, but that's because, we weren't that structured, and we had a lot of things to say because we were around in the scene days during the 2000s, and it really tied in with each other. But not every episode is going to talk about Scene Kids that much, and it can, but it's not the basis of the podcast. So just understand that my breathing is like wheezing in between, and
brew. I was gonna say
on the radio. Oh my god, tell me you know who Brew is.
I don't, but I was gonna say bro, and I started saying dudes. I said brood.
Brood.
I was gonna say bro, me too. Like I feel like there's something in my throat. I'm like
every word I'm saying, I'm like
yeah, it's like tickling. What is happening?
I think I need to smoke. So anyway.
But yeah, I just want to get that out of the way so everyone knows nobody hates each other. No one has like issues with each other. Like it's just we happened to talk about it a lot last week, and that was it. So
yeah.
But we have a few different topics today. I'm going to attempt to share my screen at some point. Maybe I should try to just do this now.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, so what are we talking about today anyway?
Right now, we're going to go over the hairstyles of the 2000s.
Oh, both guys and girls, or girls?
Both guys and girls.
Guys hairs too. Okay.
Any gender identity, baby.
All right. Guys, girls, and other.
Click the lock to make. Oh no, this is probably the wrong time to do this.
It's okay. So while she does that, I will tell you guys that highlights in the 2000s, they did exist for men, because I know you guys might think frosted tips is a late 90s thing. And I know no one really said that, but I always thought it was a late 90s thing. Now that I look at it though, in 2004, all I wanted were frosted tips. I wanted highlights in my hair, and I got them. 2004, 2003. Okay, so maybe it was a 2001 thing and 2002 thing, because I'm always late to trends. But
I was going to say, I thought it was late 90s a little bit. Like it was definitely like 98, 99, like that kind of.
Maybe I was just so lame that I waited until I was 13, 14 to get them. And I was like, maybe I was just so gay that I was like, I want highlights. And it had nothing to do with anything else.
Let me see. Is this working?
Awesome. Your desktop. Loving that.
Hell yeah. But this is what we're talking about. Mark McGrath. Like, yeah, icon.
So we could see.
I don't know how.
Oh.
Hold on.
Scroll while pressing control.
Hold on. I got this.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't saying yeah about him. He's not bad looking. Who's this again? Mark
McGrath of Sugar Ray.
Oh.
Yeah,
he reminds me of such the 2000s.
So frosted tips though, like, okay, supposedly they're making a little bit of a comeback. I found this article, but okay, so I don't know if you can see this. I can try to zoom in here.
Oh God, wait, I thought that was Justin Timberlake.
Okay, so this article said that they're making a comeback. It was from 2017, but I'm like, okay, this is highlights. That's not even frosted tips. This is like extreme frosted tips.
Okay, yeah. So what are you saying? Which is highlights, the left or the right?
So this is highlights on Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. I didn't even think those were anything. I thought that's just his hair.
Yeah. And then this is straight up frosted tips.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, if anyone thought otherwise, I think they're talking about the guy on the right though, in the other website, if they're referring to frosted tips.
Yeah. So I have no idea. Did it stop sharing perfectly?
Yeah.
All right. People are just gonna have to deal with our technical blunders.
Yeah.
But yeah, so frosted tips were huge. Everybody had them. And then do you remember the spiked bangs thing? And then they would frost the tips of those?
You mean like the something about Mary hairdo?
Kind of. Yeah. So guys, it was like,
the front. I
yeah,
was
the front.
joking, and I used to even do that.
Like a Joey Tribbiani kind of look.
This thing. It looks like my
Yes. You
hairline
get a bunch of gel and you'd flip it up.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that when I was too lazy to spike my whole head.
Yeah.
Spiky hair was like a thing. Like it was everywhere.
Yeah.
That's so weird to think about because I see hair all day and I don't see people with spikes anymore. Like at all.
Hard gel. Nobody has hard gelled hair anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I literally never see that. Yeah, I mean, people that use hard gel use it subtly to shape their hair into like whatever coiffed form they're trying to do, like pomade, not hard gel.
Yeah, exactly. Pomade.
But that's different. Pomade took over the gel industry.
Yeah, 100%. People would always use like the gel and their hair would be stiff as hell.
I used to use the green gel in the big tub, the greenish blue gel in the big tub. My dad would use it, and then me and my brother would also use it and just spike our hair. But when you would go to the barber shop, it would come out like a porcupine. Like they knew how to. They would do like slap to your head because their hands are so big, and then suddenly your whole hair is done, and it's like, whoa, I can't do that. And then when I would do it at home, I'm like, why is this part falling? Why is this part going down? It's just crazy how like professionals are so professional.
Yeah, I miss like that look on guys because I feel like they were just allowed to have like more fun with their hair. And now it's all about like the fuckboy hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like guys these days also like they don't have fun with their hair because there's all the same. It's all that one like the clump in the front. You know what I mean? That's how the fuckboy hair is. It's like the floof in the front. But I don't know, when do you think the hair transition from being frosted tip spikes to like cool hair being like that long, like Dylan and Cole Sprouse, Justin Bieber haircut, which was not even a Justin Bieber haircut at the time, where all the skater kids had long hair. When do you think it transitioned? Because all that was during the 2000s.
Yeah, I would say that's a really good point to bring up too, because like guys' hair drastically changed so much from the beginning of the 2000s to the end, like you said.
And I felt it.
I would say maybe around like the emo times, because like even like the skater hair was popular. So like mid 2000s when everyone was obsessed with like Bam Margera and stuff, and people grow out their hair.
Yeah, I know I grew out my hair a little late because I do everything late. But I went from like spiky hair and I just had the highlights the one time and then I never did it again in 2004. But from 2005, 6-ish is when I started growing my hair out. And the end of 2006, summer 2006 is when I started straightening it, because if not, I would have a Jufro and it wouldn't look like how kids, like guys with their like flippy hair would look. It would just be like Jewish.
Yeah.
So I started straightening it, and then I got that flippy look, and then scene became a thing before I even had my hair long, or like it became a thing when my hair was already long. So I was like, oh, convenient.
Like, yeah, this is convenient.
Yeah. I feel like it ties them together almost.
Long hair became a thing for guys, and specifically like the Justin Bieber swooped over bang thing.
Love that.
Which is definitely what you had from old pictures I've seen.
I had that before I knew who Justin Bieber was. You know who my inspiration was though, and I'm not gonna lie at all. Dylan and Cole Sprouse. That's why I said that.
Oh yeah.
They were my
I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, like they were the only ones on TV that had that hair. And like, I don't know. I liked them. Not like that, but kinda. Like not like that. It wasn't like I like these little boys, but I liked their hairdo. I liked their style. And
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was the shit back then.
Yeah. I ended up befriending like Cole. Okay, I befriended Cole and I was like acquaintances with Dylan for like a good 6 months of our lives. That's it. That felt cool. He recognized me at the mall when I was with my friend Jordan, who I'm still my only friend, Jordan.
Yeah.
I went to the Topanga Mall. I've brought the Topanga Mall up in this podcast before. but we were walking through. I just want to give this story time. I've never said this online. And if he watches this, hi, Cole. So walking through the mall, and my friend came up to me, this girl, Rebecca, came up to me and my friend Jordan, and she's like, hey, Dylan and Cole are here. And we were like, really? Oh my God, like, let's go say hi. Cause we were still kind of fans of them. Like, it's not like I was like good friends with him. It was just like,
right.
His neighbor was like my friend in high school and was in all my YouTube videos. She's still, yeah. So like, that's how I like got to know them. And I added them on MySpace and like all this stuff. Cause I was like a stalker, but not, but like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're like that, when you're like, oh my God, I'm so infatuated and I don't know how to hold it back. So anyway, so we were walking through just casually looking around, and then we see a bunch of kids gathered in the Apple store, scene hangout. And this was 2006. This was 2007, actually.
The Apple store was popping then.
Yes. So you can't tell. It was more popping. That's why you could tell, but you can't tell. Are they in there or what? So we just go that way. We see like people like sneaking pictures, and they're just like talking to one person, and I think they're with their dad. So we leave because we feel awkward. There's too many people. And then we're going down the escalator at one point, and Cole is like at a booth or something, like those helicopters that like float in the middle of the air, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he looks up because we lock eyes because we're just staring at him going down the escalator, and he looks up and he's like, Eden, not Eden, Eden.
Yeah.
So he said Eden, and I was like, but I didn't show that. My heart was like, woof. I was like, Cole. And then my friend was like pinching me on the side from behind. She's like, and while we were walking towards him, I was like, my friend wants to take a picture with you, because I didn't know what to say.
Oh my God.
Immediately. But he was like, sure. Like, he was fine with it because he didn't know her. So I was just trying to use her as like my excuse to not be awkward. So I was like, my friend's trying to take a picture with you. And he's like, sure. And I took their picture together. She thought she looked fat in it. I deleted it. But I know that it's on a laptop that still exists today in a warehouse where the FBI is holding it, because it's a laptop that was stolen by the bling ring. That's the end of that story.
Were you sweating buckets?
I wasn't sweating, but I'll always remember how awkward this feeling was when I was taking the picture. My hands were like this, like my hands were rumbling, and I couldn't control it. I was like, but I wasn't like well, I guess I was starstruck, but at the time I didn't think I was starstruck. I thought I was just nervous because I had never seen him like up close.
In person,
yeah. Well, I've seen him in person lots of times because he's like walking around in the valley, but I've never gotten to like talk to him or whatever. One time I saw him, his brother, and Bob, the redhead, hanging out, just walking down the sidewalk. I was like, what? Do you know who Bob is? He was like in that show. He was a friend of theirs in that show. So it was really weird to see them two with their friend in the show, just walking together on the sidewalk. I was like, this is not real.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So were you a big fan of like all the Disney Channel shows back then, or just like them?
I was a big fan of like the Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zach Cody. And it's funny because I became friends with Miley and her brother too. That's a whole different story for a whole other episode.
I mean, you could just spill the tea now. We're already spilling Disney Channel star story times. You can't just drop something like that and not tell us.
Okay, this one's a quick one. I was actually friends with Brazen, which is Miley's younger brother, for a good 10 years. And he I don't know. I am kind of upset with the way our friendship ended, because it didn't really end it ended one-sidedly. But anyway, long story short, he was talking to my friend Jordan. She's always in the stories.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
2010. And he invited me to hang out with them once because he knew that I was her friend. And we were hanging out, and his two, like, all friends that are friends of celebrities look the same. So his two friends, well, actually, I'm friends with one of them right now to this day, Alec. I followed him on our podcast Instagram. So I don't know why, but so we were all like hung out that day, all met, and we formed a friend group for like a 5-year friend group. It was good. I was friends with him for 10 years, but our friend group was like strong for 5 years. We threw parties at Miley's house, like all this stuff. Like, but anyway, the day that we met, we played hide and seek in the parents' house where Miley still lived, where he lived. You know, Miley lived at home like throughout her Hannah Montana, all that. Like she didn't live on her own.
I mean, she was like 14 or 15, so I would assume
she was like 18. Yeah. I mean, like, it's weird. Like, even when she was 20, she wasn't living on her own yet. But
okay.
So she was living at that house and we were all playing hide and seek. Miley was at home. It was just us four. And we just got to like, he was very trusting because like my two friends hid immediately in Miley's closet. Like one of them saw her dresses from like this award show or whatever. I wasn't interested in that stuff. I hid in her studio where all of her Teen Choice Awards and like stuff were. And I was just like looking up at like a Golden Globe looking ass trophy and being
That's
like,
crazy.
For real. Yeah. So that was the first time I hung out with them and he had a really good time that time. And I'm not going to go into like certain details that I shouldn't go into because I'll be respectful on that. But we just continued hanging out for very specific reasons for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then in 2017, I'd say 2017, 2018, maybe 2017, he moved to Nashville. He came out here, visited, hit me up. We hung out. He went back home, came back, didn't hit me up that time, never hit me up again. Anytime I'd message him, he wouldn't even read it.
Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah, he blocked me after a while, like after he noticed that I like wouldn't give up. Cause I'm the type that's like, yo, can you just like let me know and so I could
just tell me you don't want to talk to me anymore.
Yeah. And it would make it look like I'm like psycho and like blowing him up. But it would be every like 6-7 months. I'd be like, hey, so are you gonna tell me what's up? We were like almost best friends for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like messed up. So it just felt very like invalidating.
I hate that shit so much.
Yeah. And it's since then, like at first I was like, I wasn't talking to you, Siri. And since then, like at first I felt some form of animosity towards him. And I'm sure Miley doesn't like me at all because there's lots of little kinks to this that I'll unravel eventually. But I have no hatred towards him, so it's whatever. I'm just upset that that's how it had to end. It wasn't on maturity. Yeah. He got married. He's having a baby. Congratulations to him. I'm really happy for him and his wife. So there's that. But yeah, that's how the Hannah Montana thing came to be. I mean, the Hannah Montana thing. That's how what? Oh, that's why I'm not really that big of a fan of Hannah Montana anymore either.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds petty. It's just, I can't watch it without feeling like a little bitter on the inside. But that used to be my favorite one.
I mean, I've had the same experiences like with like artists. Like I haven't really met anyone like on TV or anything, but I've known like DJs and producers, like musicians and stuff. And like I've been mistreated by people too. And it's like, I can't listen to your music the same, like at all. Yeah. Like literally if it comes up like in a shuffle thing on my phone, I'm like, skip, like I get in a bad mood. It's just like, once you break the barrier of like entertainer and like audience and you like meet these people, like, that's why they say never meet your heroes or whatever. Cause you're always going to be disappointed. It's unless they're just, you know, the best person ever. Most people in these types of like industries are narcissistic assholes. Not all, but a lot. So it's just, it will always ruin your perception of them.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, in the beginning, I would feel like I'd have to back up any hate talk that I'd see about Miley. Like anytime someone would be like, ew, I hate Miley Cyrus. Cause she was going through that whole, like, the VMAs performance thing while
the bangers.
At the peak of my friendship with Brazen, where I stayed at his house for like 3 weeks at one point because I was depressed after a breakup.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me. That's how good of a friend he was. He told me like, hey, I see all your posts and stuff because I was posting like depressingly. Like, come stay with me and take your mind off it. And we shroomed and all that stuff. So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, that's just, it sucks because I rode for them, all that. I would stick up for any time any of my friends would talk bad about that family. I'd have words to say to them, like, do you even know them? You don't know anything, blah, blah, blah. So it sucks. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, people are people and people are assholes. And no matter who you are, you're going to hurt somebody if you aren't a good person. And I don't know. I'm not trying to say he's a bad person. So
yeah,
let's touch that. Yeah.
I mean, it's still, so many people are just not like direct and stuff. And like, I always struggled with that too, especially if, you know, there was like an issue or I don't know, someone just started like ghosting me. It would drive me insane. And I would be like so crazy, and I would make myself look like a psychopath because I'm like, why aren't you responding to me? Why can't you just tell me what I did? And
yes, that's like, those are like literally my
Yeah.
words. But then I tried to
Yeah.
make it like, I tried to word it into like more of like a, I need closure at least, because this is kind of cool and I'm not going through the best things in my life right now. And it would be like pretty nice if you can actually like care about how I feel and like all that stuff. And when you see that the person like sees it and still doesn't care or blocks you or whatever continuously, then you just give up. You're just like, whatever, they never liked me in the first place. I mean, whatever. Maybe it's because I saw a lot of things that I shouldn't have seen. Maybe it's because I was told about a lot of things that this person regrets that they said.
Yeah.
Who knows? But all I know is all I know is Miley Cyrus did not smoke weed in that video. She smoked salvia. I know.
Yeah, that she said it at the time. It was salvia.
No, people think that it was weed. People still
think it was salvia.
It was Disney. It was salvia because that's when I knew them. That's when I first was friends with them, and we were all going on like a salvia binge, like for fun.
That was very 2000s.
Yeah, and you know what? Okay, can I tell my experience of salvia at the
Cyrus?
Okay, because this was so effing insane. Oh no, I can cuss. It's so fucking insane. So we were all doing salvia or whatever, and Brazen was like, "Oh, I'll do it last," because he's that type of guy that's like pretending that he's gonna do it, and then doesn't actually hit it and like tries to like change the subject when it's his turn. God. So we were smoking it, and when it was my turn, and I'm watching everyone like freak out. I think no, I watched my friend Ashley freak out. She's the only one that freaked out because she was the first one that did it. I was like, damn, it's my turn. And we got the strongest kind from the liquor store because like,
oh yeah,
X2, X3, X20, whatever the fuck. So I hit it and I'm trying to talk and I can't. And I'm like, and I was embarrassed too because of that. And so I stopped and froze and looked at everyone, and they all were gathered. They were all gathered around together, and Brazen was in the middle, and Brazen had like longish hair. And I was like, this is the last portrait. Oh my God. Because they just looked like the last portrait. And I was like, and I couldn't even put my words together anymore. And I started freaking out, and I was looking into the bed, and the bed's shapes were like Jesus pictures and stuff like that, because
that's really awkward since you're not Christian at all.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, oh my God. And then, but I couldn't say that. I was like, the last portrait I did, I think, say that.
The Last Supper?
Oh yeah, the last portrait.
Yeah.
The Last Supper, I said those words, I think. But after that, I was like, and I was like trying to find out how to talk. And they were like, Eden, what's he doing? Are you okay? What the fuck? No, this is what it's supposed to do. I'm like, oh my God. But oh yeah. And then when I fell to the side, I thought that my body split like that because I felt that happening. When I fell to the right, like I just leaned to the right in the end of my whole rant. And then I split. Like that was like, I'm never doing this again.
It sounds like all of my ketamine experiences.
Oh my God.
I'm not a big fan of ketamine, but it's basically how I felt. I never did salvia back in the day. I smoked spice once.
Spice is not the same thing. I've tried.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
That was just legal marijuana in the South.
Yeah.
In other states, I get that. But
it was disgusting. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, is salvia like illegal now? Do they just not sell it anymore?
It's legal, but I think now that weed is also legal, people aren't going to try to like get salvia when they can easily just get weed. You know what I mean? Like, because they were selling it at the smoke shop, and you had to be 18 or 21 or whatever, and it's the same rules for weed. So why not just get weed? I mean, I'm sure people still get it. Like when we got the salvia, it was 2010. And 2009 or 2000, it was like October 2010, I think. I don't remember fully, but it was like salvia wasn't that big anymore, but we wanted to get it. We were trying to live on the wild side. They're the people that introduced me to Molly, shrooms. Well, Jordan introduced me to shrooms, but they're the people that made me want to do it.
Yeah.
they're like psychedelic people. They're just yeah, not drug addicts though. Just literally like
I call it party drugs. Cause like you do those at, parties, or like you're hanging out with people.
I do them casually. I'm just
kidding. You don't really like, I mean, I don't know many people who just take those by themselves, but like people will do like meth and heroin by themselves all the time. Like totally different kind of party.
Is it bad that like the last time I shroomed was from by myself? A few times.
No, I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying, generally speaking, like in microdosing shrooms is totally different than like actually full on tripping by yourself. Most people will do that in like groups or something.
Yeah. Because I microdose and I'll just like watch videos that are hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's totally like fine. But can you imagine like, you know, taking like a pressed pill, like ecstasy, like by yourself and just sitting in your house? Like I'd be so bored.
Oh my God, I'd be mad that I took it instead of like I'd be first really happy, like, who could I hit up? This is gonna be fun.
And then no one's responding to you.
And into it, I'd be like, everyone's like doing normal things and they're with their families. And I'd be like, shit, what am I even doing?
They're like, I'm at brunch with my grandma. Why are you hitting me up like rolling face at 11 on a Sunday?
That's it. That would make me like open my eyes right then and there.
Yeah. Have you ever rolled? Well, I guess we're just on this topic now. Have you ever rolled during the day?
Yes.
Day rolling is so much fun.
The first or second time I rolled during the day with my friend Kelly. I think I told you the story. My friend Kelly and my friend Price. And do you know Price?
Mm-mm.
He was like a scene kid. He was a black scene kid. So it was like very unique at that time to have black scene kids. But he mentioned on Sticky Drama randomly Price.
No.
Price. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Either way, it was me, Price, and Kelly. And it's not a long story, but it's like long story short. We rolled during the day. Everything was very hue saturated, whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's like magical.
Saturated. Everything felt great. But sorry if you're watching this, Price. I know you're probably not. He was getting very like friendly and like, I love you guys. Like, Kelly, you look so good. Like all that. And Kelly doesn't do that shit. She's like, nope. And she started freaking out. She started like covering her head. She's like, stop. Oh my God, fucking stop.
Oh my God.
Ew, you're being so fucking weird and I just can't fucking blah blah. And she like flipped the fuck out. And she's not normally like that. Like she's not normally gonna flip out like for things like that. But like I think it was a bad combination of feelings and people.
Yeah. Like
remember that.
Sounds like they were not on the same vibe, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think that's what it was. And like she probably didn't like the fact that she wasn't on that vibe. So she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've never been the kind of person like to go roll and then like want to go be in like a cuddle puddle and just like touch on strangers. I'm like, if anything, I want people to touch me less. Like, do not fuck with me when I'm on drugs.
I'm not the type either. That's like, I've been the type that's like, you know, you're a really good friend. And like, I want to be like, I want to get to know you better because you're just such a good friend. And like, this is such a great time and blah, 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 blah. Like things that you don't even mean, or maybe you deep down mean and just like, don't want to say or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that. But like, not that often. Like I'll get like that and I'll vibe with the person. I'll make sure the person's feeling that way too. I'm not going to just like, get like that with I don't know. It's weird because I'll never be hand touchy. Like, you want to see how our hands feel together? This is so good.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, let me rub your shoulders. It's like,
like I'll be a verbal pleaser. That makes it sound like I talk dirty in bed. I'm a verbal pleaser for when I'll be a verbal pleasure.
Instead of dirty talking, you're a verbal pleaser.
You're like, you break me out of this one. I'll be verbally pleasing.
I know what you're saying. Like I do the same thing though. Like, especially if I take like Molly or something, I'll be like, oh my God, like tell me all about your life. Like I want to know like about your childhood. We should like hang out and all this stuff. And I even get that way sometimes when I'm drinking too. So I tend to let my guard down more.
Me too. I mean, when I met you the one and only time, I got that drunk, but it was to a point where I was being real because I still feel I don't know if I even told you anything. I probably didn't, but I was feeling like a certain way. I was like, I really like hanging out with her. She's like my new best friend. Like that's how I was feeling. But I think I was holding back from saying that because of this exact reason. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like that right now. Like,
yeah, you don't want to cross like the boundaries like too quickly or whatever. But yeah, I think we like had a blast when we were hanging out. We were on the same vibe the whole night. So that's what was good.
It felt like COVID was not existent at that time.
Yeah.
Like, we went to Venice. We met at Venice Beach. We were walking around. Everyone was wearing masks, of course, but there were a lot of people. Like, it felt a little off. So we kept our masks on outside, but it was a good time. We just like, we did the typical stuff that I always do in Venice Beach. So it felt good to do it with like someone that's just over here for like, was it your first time in Venice?
No, I've been to Venice before.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just never like really been there for a long time.
I want that pizza.
I've just kind of like walked through, but and then we like ran over to the ocean.
Oh yeah, because you had to touch the Pacific Ocean. That's what I do when I'm on the East Coast. I'm like, I have to touch the Atlantic Ocean.
I have to every time.
What I noticed is the Atlantic Ocean is less cold than the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, dude, California, it is always freezing. It could be the hottest day possible in July, and the water is still ice cold. You have to be drunk to get in.
From people from outside of like LA probably think that we have like warm beach water. Like, no, guys. Nope. It is the coldest water that I touch. Like, bath water and cold shower water is way better than this water. Like, way warmer than this water. There's pool water. Like, if you go into a cold pool, think of a colder pool. That is the ocean in California.
Yeah, it's freezing.
I've gone in all the way before, and you feel your body kind of numb, and it does get warm. Like, your body kind of warms up because it's numb. I've been there. But yeah, anyway, any other 2000 stuff that we haven't touched on, by the way?
Yeah. So, okay, there's a couple different topics that I had in mind, but I don't know. I was going to talk about some fashion stuff. I didn't really feel like going over that, but I was going to bring up. So last night, I was on Neopets for a little while. Okay. Do you remember when Neopets was huge?
Yeah, but I never had a Neopets. I mean, I had a Tamagotchi, but that's different. I know, but I never had an actual Neopets. Like,
virtual pets.
I think I tried. I might have not remembered.
Oh, I was obsessed with Neopets as a kid. I would literally play it like every single day. And I never got super into like some of the like community things. Like, you could be in like guilds and weird stuff like that. But I would mostly just go on there, play games all day, feed my pet. And that was really it.
I mean, did you have the same type of fun yesterday when you were playing it?
So actually, I made a new account in December because I saw someone on TikTok like post how they're still using Neopets. And I was like, what? It's still around? And I go, to make an account. And the whole month of December, I'm like on Neopets all the time. I was having a great fucking time playing all these games and stuff. But December of 2020 happened to be the end of an era. And this is very 2000s related. Where I like how I always have to say it's 2000s related, but it is. So Flash player, like Adobe Flash.
Oh my God.
Literally came to an end.
Oh my God. I know. Yes. Trust me. I know, because they kept like warning me that something was that I had to uninstall it. I thought it was like a pop-up first. I was like, leave me alone. Leave me and my Flash alone.
Yeah.
Now.
Dude.
And it didn't stop. So I was like, fine. I don't want to get arrested or whatever the internet gods are going to do to me. So I might as well, because they probably talk to the algorithm gods, and I'm trying to get out there right now. So I like, you
got Flash player? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like, I can't believe it. Why did they have like a whole new system? Everything's just revolutionizing because it's a new decade.
It's all HTML5 now, and Neopets is literally built on Flash. It's just internet stuff.
But I know HTML code-ish, but not these days.
Yeah, it's all just HTML5 now.
I just hit this with my elbow, which is a sign. Today's episode of Podcast 2000 is sponsored by Black Wolf Nation. Yes, that's right. Black Wolf Nation. Do you know what Black Wolf Nation is?
I don't. Tell me more.
I will tell you more. Black Wolf Nation is a skincare line for men. Women can use it too, just like they use our deodorants. But this is specifically made for men that get dirty, burly, and just like to mess around in the mud. This is for you, because it just tackles the grease and the grime off your skin. Not only that, but they have a moisturizer too. I don't know where it went. It's a white bottle. And that moisturizer not only leaves you feeling clean and smooth and soft and manly, but with a natural glow. Get Black Wolf Nation online or in stores today. Did I do well?
I like it. Honestly, it's good. Like, as much as I hate the whole like marketing towards men, marketing towards women, when it comes to skincare, men really need to get on board with taking care of their face and taking care of their skin and making sure they look nice as they age. And if this helps them start at least somewhere in that like realm, they need to do it. Just get it.
Start off with Black Wolf Nation. You heard Mandi, Smolpuppz. So I'm cutting this. Do I call you Mandi or Smolpuppz?
I don't care.
Okay. I'm not cutting this then.
You can call me whatever. I don't care.
I'll call you Zaddy. Okay, so you heard her. Black Wolf Nation. It's kind of like Dr. Squatch shampoo, but this actually works. Get it. All right, and back to original programming.
Yeah, so Neopets is fun, and now it sucks because there's no Flash player, so they're still trying to convert everything over. What?
Do you think they'll make a new one?
They're supposedly trying to convert everything over, but I don't know if it's really going to happen because they supposedly had like 3 years from when they announced that Flash was going to be ending, and they didn't do half the shit they were supposed to do. But supposedly they're going to be coming out with a Netflix series for Neopets, like a TV show.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if it's going to like, what's the target audience going to be?
Definitely kids, because I mean, they're like animated characters and stuff, but
okay.
So they're trying to
for adults.
Yeah, they're trying to build that new audience, but I mean, it's really just going to be all millennials like watching it.
For real though.
Because none of us can ever let go of our youth.
You had a Tamagotchi? No,
I had the ones from McDonald's, like not the legit ones, but like
really? Never, like your mom never got you one, or did you never want it?
I don't think I wanted it.
Oh, those are my favorite things. And when they died, I was actually sad. I had one recently. My friend got me one for my 30th birthday.
Oh.
30.
Yeah, very recent.
30. Oh yeah, that was like a year and a half ago. I mean, I turned 31 recently. Damn.
Yeah. I was really all about Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Color back then.
I was Super Nintendo, even though that was in the 90s, but I was still Super Nintendo and Game Boy Color too.
Yeah.
Not to the number, but also Game Boy Color. Yeah. I love Game Boy Color. I played Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Red.
Yep, played those. I loved having your little Pikachu follow you in the yellow game.
Yeah. I had such like hours of screen time. Like today, I think I have a lot of screen time. Nope. Back then, oh my god, that plus The Sims plus Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, The Sims. Yes, I played The Sims all the time.
I still play The Sims.
Do you play? What do you play on?
My Mac.
Oh.
This shit. Now that my screen is broken like it is, I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah.
Like, it's been like maybe 8 months since the screen broke. So I have to get a new laptop because I really miss. My game is great on The Sims. I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to say I made this house over here, my parents' house, and I made me and my whole family, but then everyone died off. And then I met Justin Bieber and we had kids together. So me and Justin Bieber have 3 kids. One of them is an ugly-ass girl. So I don't really pay much attention to the girl. But then we're growing older and one of my kids is turning into a hot guy. And he's nice. The breadwinner of, the family name. And that's where I'm at with my Sims game. What about you? Do you play it currently?
No, I haven't played The Sims since like The Sims 2 or something. Like it's been since I had a Windows 2000 computer.
Back when they didn't have it on Apple and all that. Well, no, you should get it. You should get it because it's the best thing. During quarantine, that was like a thing. Like, yeah, it was the best thing to like keep me alive in the beginning of it until my laptop broke. But yeah,
I could do The Sims. I could make Oh my God, I could make like the sticky drama house or the sticky house, and then I
I've
can
done
be in
that
it
before on
now.
The Sims. Oh my God.
We should totally do that. That'd be so much fun.
We should make a scene house on it and just put like everyone that we currently know and like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
we
fun.
could put emo chronicles in it too.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
The emo scene house. But wait, okay. Oh, I was about to say something else that had to do with The Sims. Oh, this is where my notes came in handy.
I like the way that you search for your thoughts.
Yeah, because I thought it was there, but I was like, no, it must be there. I mean, what was I going to say about The Sims? What is there to say about The Sims? I wonder if, oh, you know what they need with The Sims? Sims Online. Like they used to have Sims Online.
Yeah, I remember that. They don't have it anymore?
My favorite game. No, they canceled that like a long time ago. You had to pay like $12 a month, and like even if they do have it, no one is
no one's using it. Yeah,
use something like that. Like who? I mean, I would, but like who's gonna be on there?
Yeah, I feel you.
They need to make The Sims online so you can just go to each other's houses and like I would love playing if you had like a house on it. I would like want to see what you build.
That would be so fun.
With you in the sim world, like come on.
I would love that.
Come on, Maxis, step it up.
Yeah, they should totally bring that back.
They're working on something they announced, so hopefully that's what it is.
Yes. I would totally play with you.
Video game buddies.
I was always that like creepy little kid that would like have my sim characters and like I would just always make them fuck.
Oh, me too. And then I found out the cheat code to like remove the blurs from their nakedness, but only when they go in the shower and stuff. And then I'd move the shower out of the way with the move objects on, and you could see them naked, but it doesn't show nipples or it's their Barbies. They're Barbies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd always make them have sex. And then I, of course, got bored of that. And then I would just I would set fires and like take all the doors away or like have them swimming in the pool and then delete the ladder to get out. Yeah.
There's so many good ways to kill them these days, especially they can have sex to death.
Really?
Yeah, it's called woohoo.
That's amazing.
Your sim woohooed to death. And also
that's hilarious.
Yeah, they have like all these new, and by the way, the game has mods now, which you could just like download off the internet, and some of them aren't trustable, whatever, but most of them are. And it's like things like real life situation mod. And so you get it and they can like take drugs randomly, and then they'll be like feeling shitty the next day and act slower and angrier. And then like they get pimples.
That's awesome.
You can make the game as real as you want it to. And it, like I downloaded like 2 or 3 mods and that was one of them, but it makes your computer go slower. So I'm going to just wait.
Yeah.
Laptop. Like
honestly, that is pretty realistic because I usually have a hangover. I'm always irritable and I have pimples. So
there we go. That's why that's why I was playing it. I was like, this is real. This is literally, and I'm always taking drugs. No, I'm kidding. But like, you know, it's just, I love games that like I can escape, but not escape. I can just control.
Yeah, I've always been a big puzzle game person. So that's why I used to love Neopets. I'd play this game called Destructo Match. And you like, it's pretty simple. You like match up colors and then you click it. And it's kind of like, I don't know, like a matching game. And you just like break them all and you try to clear the screen of all the bricks.
Oh, isn't that like Candy Crush?
It's like a similar type of thing, like a Candy Crush. Yeah. And like
that for like Wario.
It was like I'm obsessed with those kind of games. I will literally just sit and mindlessly play them forever because like of my ADD, which I thought was anxiety, but now I know it's ADD. And I literally had to like constantly be fucking doing something. So I love those kind of games.
Maybe I have ADD because I think I have anxiety, but I don't.
Yeah, I used to think
I do have anxiety, but I think I have anxiety, but like I don't know how to explain it. It's just not the same as everyone else's, I guess.
Yeah, is it kind of like your brain's just literally always going, like you're just constantly kind of overstimulated?
Yeah, but I do get physical feelings sometimes, like my heart is like my heart is overstimulated, and then I like my stomach is like turning because I'm like anxious. I don't know. That's why I'm like, is it anxiety?
Well, it can technically, like if you have ADD, you know, you're like constantly thinking about things, you're overstimulated, and that does manifest into anxiety and depression. So like your root cause like, depending on what kind of chemical imbalance you have, like, you know, obviously if you just have anxiety, that might be one chemical imbalance, or you have ADD that's manifesting into anxiety.
I think I manifest my own anxiety for sure because it's so mental. Anxiety is so, everyone knows this. And I hate, okay, please guys don't hate me for this. Anxiety is mental, but not in a way where you think I'm saying it, because I have chronic high functioning anxiety, which I just learned what it was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's mental, like it's all in your head. Like you can't just do breathing exercises and it'll go away. Maybe
no.
But what I am saying is you manifest it. You know it's coming because you know it's coming. How do you know it's coming? You're not a psychic. So that's already the problem. You know it's coming before you know it's coming. And that's manifesting something in you. And I don't know how to work on that. I need to find out how, because I always get bad anxiety, especially before, like today, I even told Smolpuppz, I told Mandi, I'll call you Mandi.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I even told Mandi, sorry, I forgot what I was about to say. I told Mandi about, I'm like stuttering right now. See, I'm like anxious about what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mess it up. So I told Mandi that I was anxious before this episode. I was just like, I'm feeling nervous and I have anxiety or whatever. I forgot what exactly I said, but I felt really nervous. And I don't know why, because we filmed an episode last week and it was like, I didn't feel that way. And I think I was like nervous about the expectations that we were going to have. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that too. I think like for me anyway, the best way to think of these like podcasts, really, it's you and me just having like an hour-long conversation with each other.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about specific things, but otherwise I think I would get anxious too if we literally had nothing in mind to talk about, and I'd just be like, I don't know what we're gonna do today. I don't know how this is gonna go.
Yeah. That's true. We do have a layout, but I mean, yeah. Okay, you're right. I need to just know how to like slow my thoughts down. That's what you said. That's true though.
Yeah.
Because if I overthink, then I don't get a chance to think like that. Yeah.
But then that's why you text me and then I tell you it's cool. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah. Everything's better though too. I mean, hey, do you think that they had not anxiety in the 2000s, but did they have the same medication or ways of dealing with it back then? Because I was young, I didn't know about all that stuff, Xanax, this, that. When I was 15, 14, I didn't know about that. When I was 18, I did.
I got pumped full of drugs back then. So yeah, it was very much so trickle down effect from the 90s, where the 2000s, especially for teens and teen women, it was a big industry for like psychiatric drugs and treatment and stuff, like how a lot of us were sent to residential treatment centers and all these places were profiting off of, you know, struggling families. So there's a huge industry for that. I got put on like every other kind of medication. They kept trying to say I was all these different disorders that I wasn't, like, because they wouldn't just listen to me.
That's wrong. They tried to put my brother on ADHD medication, Ritalin, when he wasn't listening to the teachers or whatever. And like,
yeah,
I get it. I understand some families need to do that and that's their route, but no, because my mom pretended to give it to him. She gave vitamin B pills to the office to give to him because they said he'd be suspended if they didn't do that.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. So, and my mom wasn't about giving us medicine like that at all.
Yeah.
So she would give them the fake tablets. And then like a week or two later, they called her to let her know he's doing so much better.
Oh, yeah.
So happy. And he didn't know that it wasn't a placebo or anything, because she didn't want him to think that he was like has a problem. So she didn't tell him. She just told him his vitamins. So it's just like, to think about that makes me kind of mad to know, like, if it was a more vulnerable family, that kid right now would probably be hooked on meth without even understanding why. Because that's an amphetamine. Ritalin,
it is, yeah.
Adderall, the same chemical, that one tiny chemical off from meth. One little molecule off. It's the same. Amphetamines. Methamphetamine is an amphetamine. Adderall is an amphetamine. Look it up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that they got so many kids hooked. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, especially if you're not actually ADHD or anything, then you're just used to taking stimulants all the time. I mean, the shit happened to Judy Garland way back in the 30s.
Yeah. It's messed up. I don't like the pharmaceutical companies at all. Like I get
Nope.
they're are they trying to save anyone?
No, they're just trying to make money. And that's why our healthcare system in America is so fucked because it's all based on getting
Profit.
people on drugs and getting
Profit.
people in hospitals.
Profit.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with actually helping people. And I mean, I don't know your experiences with like doctors and stuff, but I know like mine have always been horrible in general. It's like I'm I'm so fucking lucky I have a decent doctor right now.
Yeah, I mean, my experiences with doctors are always like not that bad because I've had this good doctor that I've always known, I guess. But when I do go to a doctor I don't know and like I'm dealing with something that I'm trying to like get my word across, they won't their doctors these days are stubborn. Like they don't want to hear it from you because they went through all the medical school and they're like, I don't know. I don't know. Like when it comes to the flu shot, this is what I'm thinking about while I'm saying this story. It's
Yeah.
like this doctor that wasn't my primary doctor. Like one day I went to him for some reason. He wanted me to get the flu shot and I don't get the flu shot. And I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are against not getting the flu
I've
shot.
never gotten it.
Yeah, a lot of people also say they've never gotten it. And the one time they got it, they got sick or they got the flu and they've
That's
never
why I
had the
won't.
I've never had the flu. I think I had the flu when I was a kid or a baby or whatever. I remember vomiting and all that, like that feeling. But
Hmm.
it's just he was trying to get me to do it. And after I said no a couple times, it was really getting uncomfortable because he was like, if you were my brother, I'd be tying you down to that chair and doing it myself and all this. And he was getting like really like aggressive about it. And I was
That's
like,
fucked.
yeah, and I was like, I really don't want to do that though. It's something that I'll have to think about. He's like, it's nothing you need to think about. This is something that you're being selfish because blah 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 blah. And I was like, really? He's really talking to me like this. So that's just like the one bad experience I've had with any other doctor, but that's the only other doctor that I've ever seen too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it really is.
I always had really bad experiences, obviously more so in like the psychiatric field and stuff, but I've had really bad experiences with just regular doctors too. Oh my God, I went through like the worst situation in 2015. It's kind of a long story, but I basically had like a whiplash type of injury. And so I was put on muscle relaxers. And it was just like, I don't know, I think it was like Scalaxin or something like that. Pretty basic, like,
Why? Suboxone?
no, it was like Scalaxin or something like that. Not
Oh my
Suboxone, no,
God. I was like, why would they put you on
opposite end of the spectrum.
that?
But yeah, because my neck was fucked up. Like it was literally just like as hard as a rock, and it was causing me like severe pain and severe migraines. And so I was like taking this every so often, my neck would hurt. And then like I was still saying my neck was hurting. And so instead of just giving me the muscle relaxers, they tried to give me Percocet. And I was like, I don't want Percocet. I don't like Percocet. It makes me sick. Like I just need the muscle relaxer. It's like the muscles like clenched. It's not pain. It's
Percocet is
literally
an exoskeleton relaxer, basically, but not.
yeah. And instead of also being like, well, hey, maybe we should x-ray your neck. Maybe we should do an MRI, something, because clearly something's wrong. They just were like basically treating me like I was a drug addict and didn't do
Like, shut this
anything.
girl up. We know what she.
Yeah. And I went months with like just this horrific pain in my neck. And luckily at the time I wasn't working and I was with a boyfriend who was like helping me out and stuff. We were living together. But dude, I would just like cry. Like I couldn't sleep. Like when you're in pain so bad, like I was trying all these different things, nothing worked. And every so often my neck pain flares up a little bit. And I've finally got a doctor who ordered me like x-rays and MRIs and stuff. And they just said, oh, well, it looks like you have a little arthritis in your neck. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't really mean anything. So every so often my neck just like really gets messed up.
You have arthritis in your neck? Isn't arthritis when it's shaky?
No, it just means you have like inflammation. It's like, okay, but like what's wrong? Like they can't tell me anything. So
They can't just uninflame it or deflame it.
I don't know. All I ever do now, because I already take Xanax for anxiety and stuff like that. So sometimes if my neck hurts really bad, I'll take like a tiny little piece of Xanax and it helps relax the muscle. And that's it.
That makes sense because it'll calm things down.
Yeah. It helps release muscle tension and stuff. So, but Yeah, and I'm like, I think I was like 22 at the time or something. And so it was just like so frustrating because you're young and you're like, I'm going to go to the doctor because I don't feel good and they're going to help me. And then they end up just making you feel like you're a crazy person, like, and doing nothing to help you.
Evil doctors. Evil doctors. My mom would love
Bitches.
hearing me saying that. Bitches. Evil bitches. Well, besides that, always wanted a doctor. Just kidding. Okay, so another question. Let's move on. How do you feel about the fact that a lot of like famous figures from the 2000s are just appearing on your For You page on TikTok? Does it feel like worlds are crossing over? 'Cause that's how I feel.
I feel like sometimes it's cool because sometimes it's people that like you don't really hear from often and you're like, oh my God, they're on TikTok. Like I've been wanting to like catch up with them. And then other times it's like, this is really cringy. You're trying way too hard.
Yeah. I mean, with Natasha Bedingfield, we
Hmm.
both saw her. I thought that she was pretty cool in hers. Like I was like, okay, she's not trying too hard at all. She's just
Yeah.
sitting there. And she also sings Feel the Rain on Your Skin, which is like trending right now
Yeah.
or whatever. But I forgot who it was, but it's like there's one, not Jason Derulo, but
He's
no
all
offense
over
to him.
there.
Yeah, no offense to him, but like the ones that do what he does. Because he's okay, I'll give it to him. He branded himself like the TikTok celebrity guy, like the guy that's doing
Yeah.
TikTok when he really is like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to feel about that. But there are other celebrities that are doing the same thing. And I'm just like,
Yeah. I made a TikTok a few years ago. There was this like sound that was popular for a while that was like, let me in. I beat the IGGY. And they were making fun of Iggy Azalea.
uh,
But I made a TikTok where it was like basically like celebrities trying to get into TikTok and we're like pushing them out.
oh my God. I wonder if Iggy's
Yeah.
used that because she's on TikTok, but she uses it like a TikToker. Have you seen Iggy's TikTok?
I love her TikToks. I think she does it well where she's actually just
She knows
making
what
funny
she's doing.
TikToks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just like,
But I hate the ones like okay, so I like the girl from 13 going on 30. I think her name's like Krista
Jennifer Garner.
Allen.
Oh.
No, like the girl, she played the younger girl and now
Oh,
she's grown up.
okay.
So she makes TikToks. I have nothing against her, but like she constantly just recycles the whole like I was in 13 going on
I'm
30.
finding it.
I think her name's
Oh
Krista
God.
Allen.
You're talking about the TikTok recyclers. I'll call it
Yeah, it's like just constantly like, oh, this is what I did. And it's
that's what
like,
okay.
do it once and be done.
When I brought up the bling ring burglarizing my place, like it's not a trend. And so I brought it up like a second or third time, and I've put gaps between bringing this up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And some girl was like, we got it the first time. Like she was
Ew.
she thought she's like looking at me like I'm trying to like make a name out of it. No, yeah, I want attention out of it. Who wouldn't? If you got robbed by a group of people that had a Emma Watson movie made out of it, and
Yeah, exactly.
they put your name, they put your information, like all the information that happened to you in the movie and in the book, you would do the same thing.
Yeah, hell yeah. I would capitalize on that.
Yeah, so it's like these people that are like in the beginning when I first came out with that story, by the way, people were calling me clout chaser and like oh, and what do you want? And some people didn't believe me, some people just didn't give a shit. Then after a while, people like the video was gaining traction and people were actually like being like on my side, and like all those haters like slowly dispersed.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then when I brought it to TikTok, it was the same. It was like first there were haters and eat the rich and all that, and like no matter
Oh my
how
God.
no matter how rich my family ever is, and they're not, no matter how rich they are, they don't deserve it because it's like they moved here from a different country to give us a better life, and what they got is a bunch of white kids stealing from them. So if you believe that that's
Yeah, that's
okay,
fucked up.
you're racist. Okay. Anyway, aside from that, uh yeah, well, I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, because I brought that up on TikTok like 3 times already, And I feel like now I feel kind of every time I bring it up on TikTok, I kind of hold back for a second because I'm like,
keep doing it. Fuck them.
I'm scared people are gonna think I'm trying to milk it, and I'm like, I'm the guy that got robbed. So cool. I've gotten like jobs out of it. I've gotten certain production companies that I'm not allowed to name hit me up out of it that we're working with together, and HBO hit me up. I've had a lot of different people hit me up for it. So it's not like I'm just doing it for internet attention. It's like I want something out of it. I want something greater out of it, and I want closure. I'm the guy that doesn't get the closure he deserves ever.
Yeah. Give Eden closure.
Hashtag give Eden closure.
Everybody tell Eden you don't want to talk to him anymore right now. Give him the closure he needs. I can't even imagine what would happen to you.
If everyone
I feel like you would literally explode.
I would get imagine everyone just unfollowing me after this and just blocking me after this, and I'm just like, wait.
Your soul would leave your body.
And everyone ignoring me while I'm asking what's going on. I would really feel like I'm in a I'd be like, no one's talking to me on this earth. And I would tell my mom, and she would be like,
your mom would blow you off too.
Literally walk away. She'd be like, what?
We're all just a part of the Give Eden closure movement.
And this is exactly how it's gonna work. Like that.
Instead of breaking code silence, we're just breaking into the silence. I don't know.
Breaking.
That was bad.
I loved today's episode. I loved it. It's a good Wednesday.
Yeah, today was fun. I liked it.
I like our color scheme. Yellow, pink. I think we should start matching.
I like it.
I like it. I like the
this is my
yellow, like golf ball, tennis ball yellow, and like scene girl top.
I have to show off the top. This is Jessica Louise. She was a huge like scene designer, even though she didn't set out to be a scene designer. That's what it ended up being. Audrey Kitching, Hannah Beth, Zooey Suicide, they all modeled for her. So I finally bought like the most iconic shirt, and I love it. I think it looks super cute on me. I never had this back in the day, so now I'm living out my dreams.
Quite iconic. Quite iconic. I love it. It reminds me of back in the day. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking Kellyanne Chaos, which is someone I knew. But that's a story for a different time. Anyway, yeah, I like it. Love your top. I think we should match next episode.
Yeah, I'm down.
Like either colors or costumes or whatever. We don't have to do the whole. We don't have to like copy frenemies because we know that they're like dressing up and stuff. But I think that's fun. We could either do that or colors, whatever. Yeah,
we should do like next week. We should definitely dress like I'll dress more like Y2K-ish, like more.
But let's surprise the audience on what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah. But in general, I'll like dress different than just scene every time.
I'll be a little bit more Y2K next episode too.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we'll do.
Okay. That's gonna be fun. Oh my god, we should make a TikTok of us like in our outfit. I forget that we're not like in person though, so we can't just like pose back to back.
Yeah, well, we could do like a duet.
Ow. Damn, I'm old.
That's how you know you're
old. What? That's like wow.
When you arch your back and you throw it out.
I'm such an old person. Wow. I believe that. I was like, I'm not even gonna risk that again. Damn.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, this episode was awesome. I loved it. What do you say?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We got a lot of content ideas coming out.
Wait, next week we have a surprise for you. Yeah. So tune in. Yeah. Bye.